like, pushing themselves along because they have no legs. It's a terrible thing,
Yeah.
The crickets are next up, but frogs last night.
Well, the frogs eat the crickets, so therefore you're eating crickets too, I guess, already. So that's
Probably.
that's maybe the way the elite should be selling this. You're already eating crickets via your frog legs.
I'll take the frog legs. I'll actually take that. I'd rather have frogs that eat crickets, and I'll take that end of the protein
Spectrum.
supply chain.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That's fine with me.
Uh-huh.
I have a friend that was like, "Come on, try these. They're great. They taste like chicken." He goes, "Oh, they taste like chicken?" You're like, "Yeah, a lot like chicken." Okay, I love chicken. I'll have the chicken. Thank you.
Exactly.
Is there chicken on the menu?
I'll stick with the chicken.
I'll stick with the chicken. I'm pretty sure I like chicken, and I'll just go with the chicken. Matt, Rich Rodriguez, yep, that one, is claiming Stephen F. Austin allegedly sent spies to film his team's practice before their game this week. Rich Rodriguez, oh my God, what is Jackson State? What is he? Where's he at? Jacksonville
I don't
Community
know.
College.
Jacksonville State, yeah, Jacksonville State is where he's at. So
Jacksonville State University. He was incredible. Though those two we were talking before on the way in, those West Virginia teams were electric.
Don't remind me of the Rich Rod years. Those were painful years for.
And then he parlayed that to a jumbo, life-changing payday at Michigan, and not so well. And
6 seasons, right? And then he had sexual harassment shit going on, and then all kinds of stuff. Just nightmare, downgrade.
Well, let's stay on football though, because I have not watched the new Hardknocks on your Lions here, but I got to tell you, I said before, this town there's got to be a lot of people betting the over on 6.5 wins. The way the chatter in this town is, it's alive, it's electric.
Hey, you heard about Dr. Jill getting sick. She's got COVID again, right? Yesterday. I know you were out
Wait,
playing.
she got it again?
Yes, Dr. Jill got it again yesterday. And I think it had something to do with this. I think she was hanging out with
Jenna Jameson. Yeah. It was probably like a little house party they had there in the West Wing.
Yep, bunch of old washed up porn stars like Jenna and Jill Biden. Yep.
All right, Matt. Let me ask you this question. Have you laid down your Lions bet yet? Because I know you were excited after the excitement of Hard Knocks yesterday. Did that cue you to bring that thing up and bet the over? I mean, me and you already bet Bears Lions.
Right.
Straight up.
Who has the most wins, right? In the season.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I haven't put anything down on them yet. I don't really like those futures bets. I don't have the patience, I guess, for them, but I might. I think it was still like 5 or 6. I think, I would have to take that, right?
Dude, defense wins championships, and a lot of the Hard Knock stuff is on.
Yeah, Detroit's got a bunch of no names, right? They got Aiden Hutchinson, dude. Just watching some of the film of him, he is a man freaking child. I mean, he is so ripped, and his handwork is like, I don't know, like I would not want to be an offensive lineman with how fast he is and the spin moves, and he fucking just chops. He does those defensive, like, wham, hammer moves that those guys do with their hands. Like, man, like it doesn't look like I would not want to be an offensive lineman trying to match up with that guy. And then you got this Rodriguez kid from Oklahoma State, who's a typical, not the biggest dude, but just the meanest. He loves to hit people. He's like, one of those guys and he's a rookie, and he's like a 3rd round pick, like you said. And I think, the coaches were pumping him up on last week's show, and they're like, listen, man, you're right now, you're in a starting position. You other guys are falling behind. I mean, the coaches said it.
Right. Look out. The rookie's coming.
So, it kind of gave him a little boost. You could see he was like smiling because he's young and cocky and brash. They're in the position meeting, and I don't know. It's kind of exciting. So, but,
right, man, we got
after 3 games when they're 0-3, who knows, right?
Exactly.
We still don't know much about, the interesting thing about this thing is they don't talk to Goff at all. Like, They must have said Goff is not talking. We're not filming him. We're not talking about the offense at all.
Yeah.
And they're not.
That is interesting.
You know,
I don't know why.
So it's like, okay, there's no,
interesting.
you have a couple young defensive guys, but are you going to have an offense? You know, Jamal Williams is your running back and they're pumping him up. But I'm like, okay, is Jamal Williams really, you know, he's not Barry Sanders. So it's like, offensively, I don't know what to think. This St. Jean, whatever that guy, you know, he's got a chip on his shoulder. I like that. The wide receiver.
Right on.
So,
all right, Matt, a year-long disruption in Taiwan's chip supply chain could cost global electronics companies $490 billion in losses. Taiwan's chip output gets disrupted permanently. It'd take at least 3 years and $350 billion to build production capacity to make up for it. Matt, you shared that, and obviously the chips have been on people's radar or lack thereof. But then I saw this one. Kathy Wood bought 300,000 shares of NVIDIA last week. Today, she sold all of them for a massive loss. Man, it's the ARK Innovation Fund. Like, how do you have an innovation fund and then invest in something for 5 days?
this is the question. You got to be, you know, if you're the person buying this ETF now, you got to be asking yourself, what am I buying? You know, a day trading
Let's
firm?
bring it up. We haven't talked about it in a while. Let's look at both of them, NVIDIA and ARK.
Yeah, let's start with the
it's
chips, because I think this is an interesting story. What's happening with the chips right now, and you know, on top of the Nancy Pelosi boondoggle to Taiwan, and this is the real story, Bob. If there is to be conflict, and Marty Armstrong saying August 29th or October 13th are the dates he's watching for something with China. I don't know why, but those are the dates. So that is coming up on Monday, is August 29th. It's been, I would say to you, just watching this market this week, we're down, but we're not down big. We kind of rallied a little bit. The bonds continued down lower yesterday. We didn't do a show. They bounced today, but you know, the NVIDIA ran up to 191. That was the high on August 15th, when again, the market peaked. The 2-month cycle was over, I said. Well, it's rallied to get, you know, and that came all the way down to 160. So Kathy probably bought 192 and sold, you know, 160.
I just like, how can that be part of their protocol? It seems impossible to me.
Yeah.
A 5-day hold.
Yeah. Well, but
maybe she's right.
But it dropped 15-20%. She got spanked. So again, she's like Kramer. Kramer was saying that the euro is don't count the euro out also about a month ago, and he's been right on with that. And let's just look at a couple more chips while we're here. So NVIDIA is looking, you know, it looks like it's not going higher right now. I mean, it looks like it's done again. So unless it gets over 200, I don't see NVIDIA being a play. AMD has been declining, 164 down to 70. And I would bet this is going to trade down to 30 to $50 over time. It's just a matter of when. So that is not looking particularly strong. Intel missed recently. We kind of went through that. I think we talked about that a few weeks ago. It has also found a little bit of a temporary bottom here at 33.60, up $1. But this is not a pretty chart. Again, I don't care what time frame you're looking at. Continues to head lower and made new lows again this week, 33.60 or so from 69. Bob, this was a longer term chart going back to 2015. Again, you know, this could get down to the low 20s, I think, before this is done bottoming.
I mean, that's a really good chart.
By the way, this is through the bottom of COVID lows. You can't talk about a larger chip company in the world, right? Pretty much than Intel, Portland based here in Oregon. And these guys make chips for everything, cars, computers, anything with a chip in it. And so this tells, I mean, again, how can this not tell you the story of what's happening in the world? Things are slowing down, and they have already for them. And then you put the pressure on with China coming into, if they decide to come into Taiwan or play games over there, we literally could have a major supply issue when it, you know, let's just say that Taiwan Semi, which is TCMC, I think it still trades. And, you know, if they came in there and did something with this, I mean, it's a pretty wild proposition to think about what could happen there. So, and then ARK we wanted to talk about, and Kathy, again, trading. This is the 610. We are, the COVID low was 33. We did take it out. And again, I don't see anything about this chart that I want to buy. There's nothing innovative about Kathy Wood. This thing to me is going to zero. So
again, we haven't talked about it in a while, and there's still been this whole year. There's still been flows. The flows have been into this market,
right?
And it's I, talking to the younger generation, they're like, this is a golden opportunity to be buying here. I don't know. I'm relatively firmly on the fence of no, that this needs more time to play out than to think that this bottom is in now.
I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah, we got some
Agreed.
time.
All right. Well, the end of the month comes next week, right? Midweek. So we will for sure.
I got an interesting chart that Tim Knight just posted on Slope of Hope. Tim's a perma bear, fellow bear, and
fellow bear. He's a bear fan.
I'm
not a bear fan. I mean, I'm a bear fan. I'm not necessarily a stock.
But I haven't
fan.
looked
I'm
at this
just
chart.
A realist.
Okay, so this is he did a long-term SPY chart with volume profile, right? And look, this area right here where we paused is a big support, but you get below this 410 area again, Bob. And these are trading SPYs right now are about 416. You get below this, and you got a lot of layers all the way down to 380 or so. And again, why you and I think we're going to 3,000. So, but this is just looking at the last couple months. You can see again, this was mid July. So this doesn't even go back to when the rally started. So I would like to look at a chart like that. And then I look at that and I go, oh, I haven't looked at the SPY because I trade SPOOs. I don't trade the SPY too much. So let me bring it in and just see what we see on the same type of histogram volume profile chart. And let's talk a little bit about these levels. So again, we got down here to 360 last time on that dip. And now we've rallied all the way back. What did we get up to, like 430s? Yeah, 435. Monster rally, right? But nothing's changed here. You start drawing trend lines. You're like, okay, we just basically did this. All right, that's exciting. And then we got this. We got the. Well, but nothing's. I mean, you see what I'm saying. Not much is really. We got this going on. Is what we got going on. And this is a 140 point range, right? 480 down to 360, 120. So 120 below here gets you to 240. Well, guess where that is? That's down here, Bob. And that's still not even quite the COVID low. The COVID low is 219.18. So a lot of interesting looking charts, telling the same story. And your thoughts on this?
Well, yeah, I mean, you bracketed it up perfectly. Neither one of us are big trend line guys, but I respect channels for sure. It's something I look at. I lean obviously more towards standard deviation modeling. I just don't see. And first of all, nobody has ever experienced markets like these. Nobody. Like these swings, these percentage moves, in what you thought were the thickest, heavily traded things. It's never been seen before. And so, yeah, the bottom's in. I don't see how the bottom can be in when we have not resolved all the issues that are going to make the bottom line way more difficult to attain profitability going forward. And we haven't even seen any bad numbers yet.
Right.
And the market is still sold off in anticipation. I just don't see how those lows hold if bad news keeps coming down the pipe. So that's what I'm trading, man. That's how I'm trading it.
Tesla today split. Today was the official X split date, and so we went from 900 the last couple of days back down to 300 because it was 3 for 1, and sold off. So basically off $12 today, off $4. So this would be like being off 12. So again, that's done. So what's left in the the quiver for Tesla? We know car sales are slowing down. We know they are. I don't care what kind of car you're selling, they're slowing down. And how can this thing, I was calling for 500. So what does that make this now? You got to get to like 150, 175, somewhere like that. That's where I think we're heading now. So let's adjust those numbers. I was calling, well, I mean, you have to, right? So
it's just comical when you bring it up and you see the profile on the floor.
It is comical, right? This is a 610
I know.
chart.
That's what I like. Don't tell me that these are normal charts and this is a normal trading environment.
I mean, this is the poster child for the craziness that you're talking about. I mean, if you can't see it in this chart, these moves, like you said, just the chasing and the money that's been just powered into so many of these things. So I don't know. And then Twitter, all the news on Twitter, Bob, again this week has been, negative for Twitter. There's no doubt that, again, the games that I've had to endure with Twitter, it's a horrible, fraudulent program platform. Like I hope it gets exposed. I really do. I really, really do. But I just don't know. I don't have any idea. This has been going on now, and the trial is set for mid-October. So, I guess this is going to be driven by whatever the news of the day is. But this has not done well since he announced he was going to buy it. Right? I mean, it's basically red. So.
All right, so the trial that forces him to buy this, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, or yeah, he forces him to execute at whatever 44 or whatever I don't even remember what the price strike was. Maybe it was 55. I don't even remember. It went up to 55. I don't remember what it was, Bob, but
yeah, I thought it was it $54 or $44? Whatever. But that's in October.
That's coming up in October. You got Apple coming out with their new phones, the typical Yahoo, and then we get the, I don't know. And again, Dr. Jill's sick again. Biden's had COVID 17 times this summer. I mean,
everybody's so happy with the
I've got a kid going back. I got a kid going back. Here's what's interesting. I got a kid going back to school today. And the school is making everybody take a COVID test. I'm like, why? Like, it's over. And then some of the professors, he said, are sending notes. You must wear a mask. And these kids who have been forced jabbed to do this stuff, to go to the school, are pissed. Like it's interesting because I'm just a guy. Like I don't make any comments anymore to family.
Exactly.
And now
I've
listening to them say what I said 2.5 years ago is like,
yeah, exactly. Here's what should be trending.
Like they are literally calling, even my ex-wife was calling it. It's over. I'm like, okay.
Matt, there should be a little trending thing. Where's the spike in my body? Oh, I don't have the spike in my body. I mean, but if you got jabbed, wouldn't you want to know where the spike is?
Yeah.
It was supposed to stay in your arm.
And let's talk interest rates. Again, the bonds dove down. I talked about it earlier, but the 10-year still 3.07, still inverted heavily, 3.3 on the 2, almost 3.4, and 3.2 on the 5. So I'm pointing that out over here. That's still going on, Bob. This is not, again, interest rates, I think now they're up to like 70% that they're going to cut at least 50 points.
Not cut, they're going to raise,
excuse me, this coming one. And again, this market's already cooked. You add some more. I mean, housing now, mortgage applications are at 22-year lows. I mean, it's stopped. They have killed housing. But the prices haven't reflected this yet. This is the thing. It's like, okay.
Well, that's next.
Yeah, that is next.
All right, that's what we got. Please visit us at marketvitals.io. Please share and retweet the stream. Plagiarize if you like. Anything else, man? Mind the mo. Know what the value range is. These are things. This is the vernacular. What's the point of control? Come to marketvitals.io and we can help you figure it out. How about that?
So what's going on with Djokovic now? He's not competing. What happened?
You know what? I don't know. Did they have some sort of protocol that he said, I'm not gonna do that? That's bullshit.
Must be, because I'm looking right now. I just saw it. It's been out for a couple hours, but I was out of the office for a little bit there. Unable to travel to New York for US Open. I guess since October, the United States has banned non-vaccinated visitors. So now the country is not letting him in. I mean,
So let me ask you a question. If we leave the country, can we get back?
I guess you and I couldn't come back, right? Yeah. Well, we couldn't come back.
Oh my God.
I mean, what the hell, Bob? I mean, really, you're gonna mess with a guy like that. I mean, come on. It's really sad.
All right.
Like I'm boycotting US Open tennis. I will not watch
For sure. 100%. Will not watch a lob or a passing shot.
I don't care about Serena's last go, and I don't give a crap about any of this stuff anymore. Screw you guys, US Open. Oh, and by the way, we did not talk about what happened yesterday with the PGA announcing big money.
Oh, we didn't. How about that? How about a little competition?
How about a little free? How about a little free market at work there, Bobby? I mean, this is
and where is the statement from all the PGA players that were C-bid?
Yes.
On this, saying, "Hey, thank you, because we're all going to make more money because you guys actually did something and stood up to this monolith of an organization that's just got decades of institutional inertia just rolling over everybody else's interests but their own." Oh wow, you wake it up and first of all they deflect and tell you you're just blood money, and then wow, lo and behold, there's a lot more in the pot to distribute, a whole lot more. and now if you're on the PGA, you got to be going, hey man, thanks a lot for rattling the cages.
I mean, you have to be. You got to be proud. I mean, geez. I don't know.
All right, that's it. End the show. We'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you, Matt.
All right, Bobby. Peace.